All right, good morning. We're going to get started. This is Industry Clash, Balancing CPS and CPA Marketing. My name is Greg Hoffman. I'm an outsourced program manager. I manage programs in Carousel and Commission Junction. And I came up with this idea after the last affiliate summit because I saw the stark differences between the affiliates in the industry. I saw the CPA guys over here, the CPS people over here, and I thought it would be a good idea to bring everybody into one room and to talk about the differences. And I put together a panel of CPA and CPS affiliates to talk about some of the myths and some of the truths. I'll go ahead and introduce everybody. First, we have Ian Fernando. He describes himself as one of the best. He is a CPA affiliate. Next, we have Jason Rabacki. He works with Carousel. He is representing the CPS side of the industry. And finally, we have Logan Thompson. He represents both sides. So he is an affiliate that makes money on CPS and CPA. So before we get started, I want to see a raise of hands. Who considers themselves cost per sale affiliates on the Carousel Commission Junction type of side? Okay. And who is a CPA affiliate? Okay. And who blends both? All right. Okay, so to do this presentation, we're going to be talking about generalizations. Okay, oh, and let me make a real quick announcement. We are not using the texting and emailing for questions. If you have a question, there's a microphone in the middle. Let me know if you've got a question. We can stop in the middle. We want to make this as interactive as possible, but we will have time at the end if anybody's got questions. And no question is off limits. We can talk about anything regarding the industry. All right, so let's start with the definitions. CPA means cost per action marketing, which signifies you'll be paid for every visitor that performs an action on your site. CPS means cost per sale marketing, which is typically a revenue share of the final sale. So these are generalizations that we're going to say that CPA is paid traffic and CPS is search traffic. Now, I know there's a mix, there's a blend on both sides, but we're just going to start with those two. Okay, so I want to ask Ian to give his definition of what CPA marketing is.
Yeah, sure. Well, basically, CPA marketing is more of getting an acquisition for the end user to take an action on, let's say, filling out a form and basically gathering the lead for the advertiser or the merchant, while the CPS is basically all on the rev share. So we don't concentrate much more on person buying. We're more interested of you or the end user providing us their information to the advertiser. That's what I think CPA marketing is.
Okay. Anyone else want to add to CPA?
Well, just one of the things I want to point out too is I know you said that CPS is just on Carousel, Commission Junction, but there's also, in my opinion, there's CPA offers on those networks as well. Like you look at Carousel, you got hometown quotes, you got all kinds of CPA type of offers. Right. So I look at things strictly from kind of what Ian pointed out, like cost per action. That's how I look at CPA. Okay. Jason?
No comments on that.
Okay. All right, so cost per sale, like I said, is typically a revenue share of the final sale. Jason, give me your definitions of CPS.
CPS, once again, is cost per sale. Typically, you're dealing hands-on with larger merchants, bigger brands. So, and once again, you're selling actual merchandise rather than maybe a sign-up or a form. So you're getting paid when a transaction is made, like you sell a football jersey or something like that. So that's the difference. You're actually selling products, not like email submit or some type of information.
Okay. Logan, anything to add?
Sounds good.
Okay. Ian, you want to talk about CPS?
Sounds good.
All right. So now we're going to talk about CPA. Which one is better? Let's ask Ian.
Well, I think CPA on my side, where it's all paid traffic, such much of a better and easier way to make quick cash money on the internet, because I don't have to determine on somebody giving me the credit card or purchasing something. It's more of, I'm giving you a service or offer. If you want more information about it, go ahead and enter your information and I get paid on that aspect. It's so much easier for somebody to lend information, like asking for their email address or asking where they live, and brokering it out to a web portal where a service or advertiser can help benefit that end user. As for CPS, you know, you have all these customers that want to buy a product, but they have to look at reviews, you have to research the product. They do a lot of other things before they actually take out a credit card and purchase something. Where on CPA side, it's a direct response marketing. It's more of a performance basis where we literally just make our campaign do what we want end user to do. That's the most important part. We want to make sure that the end user does what we want them to do by entering their email address, giving us their name, address, phone number, etc., so then we can get paid. And so much more easier to get information than actually get somebody to pull out a credit card and pay $54, $100 on an item and only get paid 10% of that. So you're wasting, for me, on the CPS side, somebody's wasting their time to make only, what, $5 on a $50 product, where a trial offer you can get paid $50 for only $1 sign up. So it's a big difference there, especially in terms of income and generating income and quickly generating that income for yourself. So for me, the CPA space is such a much easier place to generate income, especially in the affiliate space. Did I miss anything?
Can I counter to something?
Absolutely.
Of course.
All right, so I want to disagree with you on the research aspect of it. So you said they have to do a lot of research before the purchase. If you provide a content site with the, enough information to make that sale, you're gonna make that sale right away without them having to go a million places. And once again, you provide good content, you're gonna make those sales, and you're gonna make a lot of those sales. And the payouts, you said, low percentage. I mean, there's merchants out there that are paying 100% commission. So, yeah.
But the typical CPS is either you're getting it less than almost 35% on the rev share.
Typically, but once again, you can't always say it's 5% or 1%.
Oh man, I already feel the heat already. What's going on?
It just don't worry, it just started.
Yeah, I know.
Get hot.
So yeah, I mean, let's see what we have on here. Researching niche more, CPA ahead of the curve. Well, the way we research is basically pretty much simple as well. We kind of like look at industry, what's trending. We know we always want to keep up on the curve, and this is why I think also CPA industry knows how to branch out quickly, get brands, get small businesses, turn into big businesses. And this is why with the CPS side, it's more of, I think, of like a plateau, where they stay on one level. And the CPA industry is always looking at how can we generate more income, how can we scale faster. And it's another reason why we leverage multiple bases of traffic sources. Like I buy everywhere and I test everything. If I see a banner on somewhere, I'm like, how do I advertise here? Where stereotypical, the CPS side is more of SEO and organic search, right? Because I've tried buying traffic.
That's just one of the. That's just one of the ways. I mean,
yeah.
And that's one of the ways you probably think, because I promote that a lot, SEO. But there are other ways. I mean, there's plenty of marketers, and I think Logan runs paid search through CPS.
Yeah, paid search.
I love all different types of search.
I love social traffic for CPS offers because nobody else is doing it, and there's like this huge open space. Like
now people will be.
Well, I mean, I remember back in like 2009, like Facebook was like this huge new thing in the affiliate world, sort of, where all these people were jumping on, especially CPA marketers, and everybody was doing the same old CPA email submit, dating offers, which works, makes people crap loads of money. But I was like, for me, like I like it when there's no competition, because then I can just blow the whole thing out of the water. And so I was looking, and like at that time, like the baby boomers were just like Facebook was like the newest thing. Like they just found out about it 2 years ago. They're just flocking to Facebook. So I'm like, well, what can I do that I could promote to these baby boomers. And so the first thing I thought of was just like these, I won't give away my niche because I'm still profitable on this thing 2 years later, but it was in the health related field. Like older people love to feel good and just sleep well and, you know, just to be healthy. And so I promoted this product that I was like, okay, it's Facebook, so you know, typically I shouldn't be doing this, but nobody else, no other affiliates are doing it. And I just killed it. I think, you know, I was making 4 figures a day off of a CPS product that nobody else was marketing on. It's a lot tougher now that the prices are, you know, a lot more increased.
Yeah, I know we're jumping around right now. We're getting into that, but
sorry.
We'll get into CPS. But yeah, I mean, I just wanted to bust the myth that, you know, CPS is just not SEO.
Okay, yeah, but typically speaking, I don't hear anybody in the CPS space talking about they're doing media buys, because if an affiliate is trying to get commission and they can't afford a 10-35% commission if they're buying the 5K CPM.
Can you define media buy from a CPA marketer?
Like a banner buy, if I want to buy a banner buy on weather.com or ESPNnews.com.
Gotcha.
You know?
No, they don't.
So it's a big difference here. For us, we like to figure out all our traffic sources. How can we take the biggest payout and leverage a traffic source that can give us the most volume?
Right, but the end user is in a different frame of mind when they're buying something as opposed to, you know, filling out a form or whatever. So they're going to be looking at it a little differently.
True.
All right, so I've got a couple questions, and I want all of you guys to jump in. Ian, why are there so many CPA networks?
Why are there so many CPA networks?
As opposed to the CPS networks, because we can probably talk about the top 5 CPS networks, but how many CPA networks are there? And
I'm sweating over here. You can't do that to me.
Well, and I have some follow-up questions.
Yeah, I agree. There, in the past, ever since I started from my first affiliate summit back in 2007, I've definitely seen a growth of CPA networks versus CPS, obviously. But in that essence, I'm assuming that it's so much more easier to generate a lead for a network, get probably payout at $9 and getting paid maybe just $2 on the network side, but they do it in huge volumes. So they're taking the affiliate model and become just another affiliate for themselves, but doing it on a bigger model. Again, CPA affiliate marketing is an easy way to make quick money. So I think they're just taking that model and replicating it for themselves, so then they can just get smaller cut but fast volume.
Okay, so your advice for these affiliates out there that are looking to start working in CPA, and they're going to go to the meat market and they're going to go to the exhibition later this week, how do they find a network that they trust?
Okay, so that's a very important question, because I have been screwed by a couple networks out here.
Without mentioning any names.
Yep. So to basically go with an old industry network or a very small network that's pretty much almost private, but you have a good relationship. Like I work with pretty small networks where I worked with them privately or exclusively. But for me, I've already passed the stage where I really don't work with too many CPA networks. I work almost directly with advertising. But for affiliates that want to get started and want to work with CPA networks, you have to ask them a lot of questions and make sure, are you brokering the offer? Is that the street payout for the specific offer? What kind of traffic source do you accept? And then build that relationship within the CPA network. I wouldn't just run traffic right away just because they're saying we have the best offer, we're exclusive, this is our offer, etc. It's more so knowing who your affiliate manager is, make sure they're knowledgeable about traffic sources out there, what demographics work for these specific offers, and basically it's creating that relationship to work with them in the future. But again, some of these CPA networks, they want to flash beautiful women in front of us, and sometimes that works, sometimes it may not, but it's more so trying to understand what the CPA network knows and can offer.
Okay, well, you mentioned transparency basically, and you work directly with the merchants, but a new affiliate might not have that relationship to work directly with the merchants, so they've got to work through the network.
Yeah.
So there's a difference between the CPA and CPS. I think there's more transparency in CPS. Jason, would you agree with that?
Transparency?
From affiliates to the managers to the merchants, instead of just dealing with a network rep,
Right.
the affiliates can deal directly with the merchant.
Right. Yeah, I mean, that's a huge advantage because you can go to them directly. You know, if you want a private code or anything like that, maybe discounts, you know, they'll even give you some of their keywords of what's working, you know, if you find the right merchant. So I think you can find out a lot more information dealing with the merchants directly or affiliate managers that actually handle the program.
Because not everyone out here is Ian. They don't have those direct relationships.
Yeah. I mean, it's true. I mean, there's a lot of CPA marketers. I mean, and obviously, if all of them went and tried to, you know, get that information that you're getting, it's not going to happen.
Yeah, but also, like when I first started also and had issues with the CPA network and had issues with their advertising, I would ask for a quality score from the advertiser. I mean, there's also transparency in the CPA industry. You have to build that relationship. You can't just, hey, I want a bigger payout the next day just because you just started with this CPA network yesterday. You know, it has to be that type of bond, that trust, I think. Because I can, for the CPS side, you do have to go through, for example, share sale, I have to go through you, and then I have to probably go through the merchant.
Well, actually, you don't have to go through me. I mean, the difference, I'm an affiliate development manager, not an affiliate manager with share sales. So I actually don't manage any programs. My role is, you know, to help you if you had questions looking for merchants or you wanted to get in touch with the merchant. I can help you there. I'll even sit down if you wanted some advice on your website, like how can I optimize it? What can I do to drive more sales? That's what I do.
Well, same thing with an affiliate manager as well. You know, affiliate manager from a CPA side. Hey, what kind of traffic are you doing? How's your LP converting? I mean, more so it's on a number basis, right? On our side.
Yeah.
Okay, so next tough question, and this has to do with fraud in the CPA industry. Is it the responsibility of the affiliate to monitor their traffic, or is it the responsibility of the merchant to prevent fraud to begin with?
Okay, so it's like borderline. So Logan, you want to take this one first?
I want to hear what you have to say first. If you're dodging the question, then you have something juicy.
Well, fraud happens on both sides. It's basically based on the affiliate. The affiliate's just sending lead gen based traffic that he buys a lead gen based list and having people overseas fill it out. Obviously, that's on the affiliate side. But it's also up to the advertiser, merchant, to also catch it and also provide the information to the affiliate network, which in turn the CPA network will bring it back to us. You know, so it has to work both ways. It can't just be a one-sided thing because it's all about the affiliate. Like me, if I send garbage traffic and I get, you know, if they told me, hey, we're not going to pay for 75% of your traffic, I shouldn't, you know, ramble to the CPA network and say, hey, you're shaving off all these leads. That's my fault. You know what I'm saying? But it is also up to the affiliate network to make sure that the advertiser does live up to their terms of service with the network, paying out the affiliate based on good quality traffic, especially if I can provide the quality reports to the affiliate network and to the advertiser. So.
All right, well, last question on the CPA side. Which one drives more new customers?
I want to say us. I'm going to say me all the time. So, I mean, it's based on traffic. People want to buy, you know what I'm saying, and then CPA. But for us, is more so we can take a small business from a trial and turn them to a big company. You know, one example I want to say is that a legit offer, Force Factor was a very, very small company just funded by a couple of investors, and they did a trial offer. And now they're very well branded. They're in GNC. They're all in these health stores. And now they actually have a pretty big company based on men's fitness. And they're not even putting their product on any CPS network. They're still providing it on the CPA side because they can still get the quality leads, the quality people that can buy their product. And then obviously remarket to those users again and again. So CPA side, we get a lot of unique users just because we can almost take something small and then turn it into something bigger. Stop looking at me.
I'm listening. I'm observing.
Okay.
All right, so before we move on to CPS, are there any questions from the audience about CPA traffic? Well, I'll take 2 questions if anybody has any. Go ahead. If we've got a microphone in the middle.
Yeah, you mentioned brokering an offer. What does that mean?
Brokering an offer is basically say a network is the only person, like for example, Force Factor is only on one network.
Okay.
And let's say another affiliate network signs up to Zoogle or another network and signs up and becomes the affiliate. They take that offer and put it in their network. Okay. So instead of getting paid, probably the payout is $20, they're probably going to give it to the affiliate for 17, so they get a cut of $3. So they're brokering that affiliate offer to within their network.
Okay.
So
thanks. Go ahead.
Clearly, there are some businesses that might be more appropriate for the CPA end of the business, and then there are going to be other businesses that are more appropriate for CPS. So I tend to think that CPS is a physical product. I may be wrong.
But majority of the time it is.
And so if you're looking at both options, you know, how do you guys pick which of these 2 options are the most optimum to use depending on what that merchant does? A product, a service, or both? What's the distinction between the 2? You get the question?
Well,
As far as an affiliate, like choosing
Yeah,
which
I'm an
offer to
affiliate. I'm
promote?
looking at merchants and I'm saying, gee, here's a guy, he's got this product, and is CPA better or CPS better to try to optimize and make money? I hear healthcare products are pretty good or on the CPA side.
I may be misunderstanding, but actually you can find that on both sides. I guess it's just looking at the offers and see the best way you're able to drive traffic and how you drive your own traffic and what would work best for you. And, you know, if that merchant is only runs, you know, CPS product or has a CPA offer.
Okay, and then
If I understood that correctly.
Yeah.
Okay.
The other thing going through my mind is, what are the do nots? Do not ever do on the CPA side, and what are the do nots ever do on the CPS side? In other words, what are the mistakes you want to avoid?
Oh, I mean, for a CPA, that's a pretty big array of stuff. I mean, honestly, just don't send bad traffic, don't send bad quality leads on the CPA side, because the CPA side is more of lead gen collection and sending those users to a portal or a free trial, or you know, just providing them some type of service. So the quality of the traffic has to be really good. You don't want to send an advertiser Craigslist traffic, for example. You know, that's just going to be bad quality traffic. Because you have to think about it from their business. Well, they have to make sure they can convert these leads for you, for them, so they can pay you out. So that's the most important part. It's just the quality of traffic.
Not to do in CPS. Yeah, you know, it's the same thing. You know, it's the traffic you're sending over. You don't want to send traffic over, obviously, that is going to be fraudulent, making fraudulent transactions. You know, clean traffic, basically, is what you want to send.
I'll throw one in there. Get to know an affiliate manager. If you want to work with a specific merchant or a specific product, find a merchant that has an active affiliate manager. Get to know that person. Ask them 1,000 questions before you start working with them. Okay. All right. So we're going to move on to CPS. So I'll go through the bullet points. CPS is better because it's more ethical, it's more reliable. SEO is long-term strategy. CPS sells mainstream products people need. CPS affiliates do not spend money to make money. Now, like I said, these are all generalizations, but just for simplicity, that's what we're talking about. So, Jason or Logan, back up why these claims are up there.
You want to talk about the ethical, or I can? We both. I mean, you run both, so.
I run both, and I think I would disagree with that. Statement. I think there's unethical affiliates both sides of the board, and I think it comes down to individual affiliates of what they're doing, what they're promoting.
Agreed.
There's unethical networks, and affiliate managers who will lie to you or try to get you to promote offers that, the next week the FTC is going to crack down on anyway. So I think that for the ethics part, I don't know. You probably see it on the network side. There's unethical things going on CPS side too. So
Yeah, I mean, there are, but yeah, I wouldn't say, is it more ethical? It depends who you ask, and what you consider, but I say yes, just because of the way that traffic is sent.
Yeah, I mean,
we're not sending pop-unders.
You guys are doing
pop-ups and such, which, a lot of people consider.
Well, I
not the
mean,
best
you guys,
kind of traffic.
I probably want to say almost, just because you guys deal with credit transactions, where on the free trial side, a lot of people, some affiliates will just take gift cards and do a bunch of $1 trials and expect to get paid on that. And, when you get called for that, you're not going to get paid for it. So,
Yeah.
again, based on from the affiliate standpoint, how ethical is the affiliate versus what CPS and CPA is?
Well, I'm not sure how the affiliate managers on the CPA side work, but I can tell you on CPS that you're dealing with bigger brands, really large brands, and you're part of that program. So there's a lot more standards that you have to go by to run these types of programs as well. So that would put me to leaning to yes, agreeing to that it is more ethical.
Okay, but oh man, we can go back and forth all
I
day.
know. That's why the ethical thing.
Yeah.
We can just stop there.
Yeah. What's the next one?
All right, so how about CPS is more reliable?
Define reliable.
And that might go along to the next bullet point where SEO is long-term strategy. And
If you do SEO, absolutely, it's a long-term. It is more reliable because if you know what you're doing in SEO and you do it properly and you keep up with the changes that the search engines make, and which is daily, weekly, you can make one site and that site can make money for the rest of your life, and you won't have to put a dime into it. You just put time. It takes longer to start making money with an SEO site unless you're really good at it, but it's long-term money. So reliable, yes, I agree with that statement.
And that goes to at least one example that I have. I won't mention his name, he's not in here, but there is one affiliate that is on vacation all year long because of a site he built 5 or 6 years ago. And he doesn't have to touch that site almost ever. And it's huge. And it's basically an SEO site.
I have a site like that too that I built, I think in 2001. It was one of my first data feed sites I built. And I probably have touched it twice in the past 10 years, and every month they can collect my paycheck. And CPA, with CPA offers, like I have built multiple CPA SEO sites, and they do really well for 5-6 months, and then they kind of die off. But if you build a CPA site around like general niches, it's a lot more work, but you can still build a definite long-term strategy with CPA. It's just a lot harder to maintain, or I guess it takes a lot more work and time.
Okay. Well, I think we've already established that CPS sells mainstream products people need, and that's the difference between CPA is either lead gen or it's downloadable products versus selling aprons and magazines. So what about the last one? CPS affiliates do not spend money to make money.
I disagree because, once again, you can run paid ads, and once again, like Logan said, social. You're paying for those ads, all those ad space. So I disagree with that. CPS affiliates do spend money, and some spend a lot of money to bid on keywords. So.
Okay. Jason, how does the CPS side battle fraud?
How do we battle fraud?
Well, is it the same question I asked Ian? Is it the responsibility of the affiliates to battle fraud, or is it the responsibility of the merchants to find it?
I mean, tough question. It's definitely the merchant should always be monitoring their program. I mean, they typically have an affiliate manager in place. You don't really, yeah. I mean, it would be the merchant and or the network. You know, the networks. Some networks have guidelines in place that do spot checks on affiliates to make sure we have reporting systems as far as any PPC violations that merchants can report to us, and then if they get so many, they're kicked out of the network. So we keep track of that, and so.
All right. Well, I know I'm going to get a biased answer on this one, but why would a merchant or why would an affiliate want to work with a major CPS network as opposed to a merchant that has an in-house program on a third-party software?
Reliability, tracking. It's real. Most of the networks have real-time tracking, so you see the clicks right away, you see your sales right away. You're guaranteed payout on a certain day. You can work with multiple merchants and get paid one check. If you're working with 2,000 merchants on one network, you don't have to worry about trying to collect those checks every month from 2,000 merchants. You can collect it right from the network through once a month direct deposit. I mean, that's huge.
Okay. Logan, what type of networks do you work with? Not names, but do you work with any in-house programs, or do you work strictly with larger networks?
I am all over the board. Like, I have CPA networks, CPS networks. I actually, kind of like Ian now, a lot of my stuff, I'm just going direct with merchants, just because I get a bigger payout. So, but I still have the love for ShareCell and other networks.
All right, Ian, do you have anything to say about CPS?
Yeah, come on, Ian. What you got?
Nothing. The one downside that I guess you just mentioned is being paid. I guess it's monthly, obviously. With us, we can get paid weeklies, even daily sometimes, on our payouts, knowing that our quality of traffic is of quality.
My question is, why is that a concern? Is the money that tight?
No, well, obviously, if we're spending $5K on CPM buy or media buy, we need to make sure we're able to pay that money back right away.
So it's more of an investment.
We're more of a volume type affiliate where we care more of bringing the most traffic to a specific offer and making sure that offer converts well enough that we come out at least even to pay for that traffic.
Right.
So that's why we get paid every day.
Every day?
Every day.
It's different though for every network, right?
It's definitely different it's based on the specific affiliate type of traffic, network, obviously, but I think the lease is obviously can get paid on monthly, bi-weekly, net 7.
Right.
So.
I mean, and part of it too could be the amount of affiliates. We actually, our network alone, we're pushing 500,000 affiliates on our network. So it would be pretty time consuming if we paid out every week, every day, compared to, I don't know what the typical CPA network, how many affiliates are.
I don't know, there's just so many. I mean, I know I remember when I first started, I was a part of almost every CPA network that's out there. And
I got a question for you about that. So, part of every network, but from what I've noticed, doesn't it seem like every CPA network has the exact same offer, but they all say they have the best payout?
That's true. Again, it comes to them brokering, taking them a cut, or taking a cut from another offer and off paying this specific offer. So CPA networks are in to get the top affiliates, to get their business, to get their traffic. That's all they really, really want.
But who do you know is telling you the truth?
Well, that's why you got to use programs like, I have my own program that watches these specific networks, and make sure they don't take any of my stuff.
You have a plug?
What's that called?
Go ahead, plug it.
It's Offer Snitch. That's the product I have.
Okay, makes sense.
All right, so we'll go to the audience. Do we have any questions about CPS affiliate marketing? We do have one, or he's leaving, I'm not sure.
Come back.
Now, what is your perspective on CPC partners and distributions? So like a shopping.com or a price grabber type of implementation or affiliate?
I mean, say the question again, I'm sorry.
So I just wanted to get your perspective on cost per click
Right.
marketing. So it's a little bit different than CPS because you're not guaranteed a
Right.
sale. But do you either do anything, or how does it fit within the mix? Or if I'm an affiliate, should I consider doing CPC versus CPS because I get paid on the click versus having to worry about the conversion?
As far as share sale, we don't have that many cost per click programs, so it's very few. Majority of our merchants are CPS. We do have some CPL, but I think we only have a few costs per click. So I wouldn't really know too much about it. I haven't dealt with too much cost per click, honestly.
I don't know. I think the cost per click system is just a bad business model, just because you have to rely on a lot of volume to get that click. You're probably getting paid, I don't know, less than $1. Is it like an AdSense model almost? Yeah. So you'd probably have to get a lot of volume traffic just to get X amount, when you can probably get that volume, get somebody to click on an ad, and then get a higher payout at $50 instead of getting paid maybe $1 or $2 once you reach maybe 10 clicks. You know, I did CPC when I first got started in the industry, and I just moved on to just buying media and doing affiliate marketing on the CPA side.
So, Ian, is that a good start for them to learn, or should they skip that?
I would definitely just skip it overall, because you're going to waste a lot of time to get traffic in and getting only X amount of clicks and X amount of and getting paid X amount, when you can get probably same quality of traffic in, getting one click, probably get 100 clicks, getting one person to buy the product or lead gen, and then getting paid a higher payout. CPC side is just not, it's just a publisher model. I would never think going back to CPC model at all.
Okay, any other questions on CPS affiliate marketing? Okay, we'll still have time at the end. All right, so let's talk about some of the myths. This is the fun part, and this is where we came from. This is some of the opinions that I've seen over the last couple years. So we can talk about that. CPA is younger, hipper, cooler.
False.
What up?
False.
CPS is older, slower, and nerdier.
Jason.
Really?
Hey, I'm the old man.
What time did
here.
you go to bed last night?
Well, and CPA affiliates partied all last night.
I did not, so just
And
let everybody know.
It was up till 4 o'clock.
But why were you? Why did you go to bed
I was
early?
actually having an SEO strategy session.
Okay. Well, Ian, why did you get
With
a good
Johnny
night's sleep?
Walker?
No?
The reason why I didn't go out last night, because I know I had to speak, because my first time at Affiliate Summit West, here's a story actually. I actually went out, partied out the night before, and had a solo presentation on keyword blasting. And it just went it went really, really well, except that the fact I had a cotton mouth, had a raspy voice. You know, I had to make sure I was a little hungover. You know. So I make sure I prep myself this time and actually go out last night. So.
All right. Logan, did you get a good night's sleep?
Yeah, I went to bed at like 12:30. That's great.
All right. So CPS affiliates got 10 hours of sleep, or maybe a little bit less. And there's still the myths out there that CPA is better, CPS is better. So
Yeah, we can definitely always go back and forth on CPA, CPS. I guess it's based on the actual person.
Well, let's just agree that we're all marketers
Yes, we are.
in the long run, right?
Yeah.
It just depends on how we market.
I look at it as whatever's making me money, that's the best.
There you go.
And it's ethical.
All right, so the truths of affiliate marketing, both CPS and CPA. Demographics, it doesn't matter about demographics. Innovation drives the industry, not the age. After hours partying, everybody admits networking is important at Affiliate Summit. And who is better? Both sides have pros and cons. So now we need to find some balance. We need to have greater tolerance on both sides. We need to have sensible debates without getting personal. We need to have better understanding of practices, and we need to test the other side, buy some traffic, learn some SEO. So please give us some examples of how to find balance. Give us some real life lessons about how the affiliates can do this.
Okay. Well, first of all, I think if you're on one side or the other and you haven't like switched over, I think this weekend you should really look out. You know, if you're a CPS affiliate, talk to some of the CPA networks. Just maybe sign up. Just get your foot wet just to see what's out there. Because I think it's easy to judge one side or the other without really knowing what's going on, just based off of the vocal few, you know, such as Ian. But so I would suggest that. And one thing I always do is, if you look at the CPA side, there's there's usually like what 10 niches that every CPA network kind of sticks to. Five if you're being strict. But if you look at like the CPS side, those same 5 niches exist. And so what I like to do is test offers on both sides. Like if you have a site in the, I don't know, car niche or whatnot, I mean, there's car insurance offers you can do. You can sell car paraphernalia on the CPS side. It's like if you can mix the two in a way, you're gonna increase your profits. I know for me, like I have an email list that I built up around a health-based niche, and I send out emails once a day when people sign up, and half of the offers are CPA offers, half of the offers are CPS offers, and both convert. And I just keep split testing just to see what works. So.
Yeah, testing is definitely important. I actually did a case study with Linkshare had a CPS offer, while another CPA network had the CPA side payout at a higher payout. And what I found was the CPA side actually did better, just because everybody on the CPS side on Linkshare, they actually show your transaction what the person bought. Everybody bought usually just one item, and being paid 10% on less than a $20 product. I mean, CPA side definitely paid out much quicker, much more higher than the CPS side. But again, I'm getting my feet wet in the SEO side, doing some CPS stuff. I started this year. It is a bit of a struggle for me, just because it is long-term virtual real estate. So I do want to get into that side more closely, more tighter, and just more, so I can have much more of a greater virtual real estate, like whoever's on vacation every day, you know. So
just get in touch with me. You know I never sleep.
Hmm?
You know I never sleep. Just
For real?
I'll help you. And that goes seriously for everybody out there, though, like CPA marketers that are interested in looking at CPS. I'd be more than happy to sit down and explain to you, you know, some of the benefits of CPS and different niches. I mean, there's a lot more niches you can get into, I believe, with CPS. And if you're interested in the types of marketing you can do besides media buys like SEO, pay-per-click, etc., I'm always available. So.
Plus, I think if you got your feet wet in both, like I learned so much from the CPA side as far as traffic and testing, and I've learned so much from the CPS side as far as you know, monetizing existing sites and long-term strategies, that they both kind of blend together. You know, the SEO stuff I've learned from Jason is, you know, I got CPA offers converting on, you know, through just organic search, which a couple years ago I had only a handful of sites doing that. So you can definitely learn a lot just by talking with people on the other side from where you're at.
All right, so let's talk about the tolerance issue real quick. And I'm talking to the CPS affiliates out there. But Ian, what happens when someone calls you one of those CPA guys?
Yeah, I actually get kind of annoyed, because, I mean, yes, I'm in the CPA industry, but I know marketing, right? That's what I do. I can monetize, test, find traffic sources. I'm just a marketer, right? When somebody says, oh, you're one of those CPA guys, and discriminate me from either a speaking session, or discriminate me from a panel, or discriminate me from a group, and saying, oh, I don't want to hang with him because he's a CPA person, it kind of like annoys me, because everybody here makes money differently. I make money differently than somebody else in the audience makes money differently. So I want to talk to that person in the audience, figure out how they make their business grow, and leverage that some way with my business. You know, so just segregating CPA because either of our age or how we get traffic or what we do, just doesn't make sense to me. It's more of what do you do to make money online, and how can we work together to basically coexist. You know, I mean, there's one time where I really don't want to bring it up, but I mean, so,
Yeah.
but
Well, it wasn't an affiliate summit panel, so we can say that.
Okay.
so
And I'll tell the story. Ian was invited to be on a panel. It was a social media conference, and when they found out that he was one of those CPA guys, he was asked not to be on the panel. And he wrote a big blog post about it. He did about a 4-minute
post,
passionate video about it, put it on YouTube. And when I was researching this panel, I found that. And I thought, well, there's my candidate to be on the panel, because he was not happy that he was called one of those CPA guys. So there hasn't been a lot of tolerance in this. You're either there's opinions on both sides. You're either CPS or CPA, and this is why we wanted to have this panel, to bring everybody together and understand both sides.
And where can they find that blog post, Ian?
IanFernando.com.
What? Say it again. I don't think they heard you.
IanFernando.com.
Okay.
All right.
No,
we
but
have- Go ahead.
it's, as you can see, we're all friends. Like, I think there are going to be people out there that just don't understand the CPA side, and then once again, CPA marketers who think that CPS marketers are just a bunch of old people. That, you know what I mean? That go to bed at 6 o'clock and get the early bird, dinner at 4. It's not like that. There's a wide variety on both sides.
I agree, but once we walk out of here,
No, but.
you will see I go this way and everybody
That's
else
not
goes
true.
this way.
I'll walk out with all you guys, and you know that. I hang out with everybody.
Exactly that one, but I mean, generally speaking, it's not.
Because, being like that, saying you walk that way, that's kind of like making the issue.
I know, I agree, but I'm.
So
friends
you're
with
the
it.
problem.
Oh.
But he is expanding. He's on the CPS. He's doing some
I am
SEO
expanding.
sites.
I know.
So Ian is expanding. He's looking toward the future. He doesn't want to spend so much money, right?
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Do we have anything else to add before we get to the questions? Logan?
My offer stands. If anybody is interested in talking about CPS that does CPA now, the offer's on the table. So.
All right. So what questions do you have? There are some topics that we're prepared to talk about. No one's brought up. So give us what you got. We got 10 minutes.
Yeah, if you could line up if you have some.
Hey guys, my name's Eric Souza. I have a question mainly CPA-wise. As far as the conversions that you see on the landing pages that have like widget pages or long forms or even like a zip submit or an email submit, what do you guys see as being preferable? Thanks.
Or are you going straight directly to the offer or making a landing page? It all really varies.
Well, basically like the conversions that you can see, like if somebody just starts with a zip submit or email submit and then following it through to the end, you might get more just from an email submit or a zip submit at a lower payout. And then if you get enough of those, then it'll make up what you get for a full long form.
I mean, I agree well, on the CPA side, it's more of a direct response marketing. You want the end user to do something right away, and once you get that conversion, that's all you really care about. I guess you're talking from the user standpoint, filling out the email submit and then going through the full, I guess, co-reg path.
Well, if they fill out an email, if they just do give your email for more information and then continue to collect that information, or just starting with the zip code, and then once you get them involved, then.
So from that point, once I get the end user to enter the email submit or zip submit and I got paid for that, I really don't care what happens.
Yeah.
So that's not my job, because the job for the advertiser is to get their user to take our lead and go through that path. My job's already done. I already sent them the lead. That's like doing some type of consulting. You're giving traffic to a car dealership, and they can't convert the customers you're bringing in. That's not your responsibility. You're bringing the traffic in.
Yeah, but would you be interested in, like, is it more interesting to you guys to possibly do something that would have less of a payout with less of an obligation from the person filling out the form?
Okay, so now that it kind of varies now, because when I first started, yes, because I wouldn't really care once I got paid. But now I would be more interested in person filling out the form and then getting to go through the whole path, so then maybe I can discuss more of a higher payout and quality of traffic. So yeah, it does vary.
Before you ask your question, if you could stay at the microphone so we can pick up the conversation.
Yeah, my name is Greg Ryder. This is the first time at the Affiliate Summit, and I've done some affiliate marketing, and I have one website that's get like 300,000 visitors a month, and I'm not even monetizing it the way I should be. And so I start to look into the whole CPA, CPS, CVs, all these different things, and I'm just going, wow, there's just like this mind and this sea of just choices, which is actually why I'm here. And so one of the questions I want to ask you, one is, from a price point standpoint, you know, and then I'm also here as a merchant going, okay, I have a new product where we private label a kids club. But as a price point, do you guys have any insight onto marketing high price products, you know, multiple $1,000 products as opposed to a $50 or $60 product? One, and then two, I want you to give us a little insight that as a merchant wanting to get into this space and exposing our product and service to the merchants, again, how do you make that choice, and what do you do, and where do you go? You know, you hear these numbers of 500,000 affiliates and this kind of stuff. If you could give me some insight on the merchant side, and then on the other thing, I'm interested in what you guys talk about on the price point side, and then also relate the price point side with 100% payout commission. I never heard of that before. You know, I go on
That's
some of these other
typically
ones.
for a recurring service, like a hosting.
Oh,
They
gotcha.
pay, like, they'll pay up to 200% because they're counting on getting.
Yeah, gotcha,
Yeah,
gotcha.
so that's where you'll see the really big payouts.
Okay.
But to answer your other questions,
Price point is hard.
yeah, I mean, that's probably a question that you'd want to talk to our sales team about. Come by the booth and talk to our sales team about that type of thing. They can give you examples on price points and such.
Okay. And on the merchant side, is that the same
Yeah,
thing?
that's the same thing, right? Because we have a whole separate team for that.
All right, thank you.
Hi, my name is Carla. My question really goes to Ian, but like it'd be great to have some feedback from you guys as well. With CPA, do you find that you rely like heavily on the optimization done by the actual merchant you're dealing with? And I'm speaking I want you to know the background that I'm coming from. I have an online poker site, probably the wrong summit and wrong day for that one, but it's definitely a sensitive area. So with actual online signups, I find that my site's not converting simply because I'm relying a lot on the optimization done by the actual networks. So what's your experience with how important in terms of your money?
Yeah, it is very, very important. Like for me, once you have the relationship with a network or an advertiser, you can ask to have that offer white labeled, and this way you have full control of what you can monetize, optimize that specific page. Because obviously you're bringing in traffic and it's not converting because maybe the merchant or advertiser is not optimizing their page properly. So what you can recommend is ask them if you can white label their page. This way you take their code that's required.
So skin it basically, right?
Yeah, basically skin it. Yep, exactly.
All right.
And then try to just monetize the way you know it's going to work.
Okay, so co-branding the landing page kind of to help to familiarize the customer right through the transaction, right?
Correct.
Do you use that in other? Have you experienced with
Yes,
iGaming?
I have, yes.
Okay, great. But is that something that also works on a CPA CPS level as well when you actually co-brand a landing page, for example? 'Cause I'm shifting on to the other side now to Jason. Is this something that you guys offer as well? Co-branding landing pages?
That it's merchant by merchant,
Merchant by
basis. Yeah, some allow it and some are forbid it.
All right. Okay. Thank you for.
And that has to do with resources at some of the smaller merchants.
Right.
They just don't have the resources to create those co-branded pages.
Hi, my name is Greg Brooks. I had a question. Actually, I was more hoping that the three of you could ramble off some of the aha moments that you had on the journey that got you where you are currently.
Good question.
Aha moments.
I guess for me it was I was working with one network back in the day, and when I first started, and my affiliate manager just gave me a specific offer what will work on PPC, on AdWords, told me to run these specific terms, and I started making, you know, from $100 a day to close to $1,000 a day with just this specific offer. And then one aspect was more so just networking with friends that are in New York. We have like a mastermind group that basically just critiques us more on a, you know, much more tighter level, where we can be like, hey, this is what you need to do, and then convert it over on certain specific type of traffic based on what they're using versus what I'm using. So that's my story.
I remember one of my aha moments was when I first realized how important split testing your landing pages was. I had an offer that was running, and it was when I was first starting, and it was kind of profitable, I guess. For me, I was still fairly new, and I had let it run for a couple months, and I figured I'd do a little split test, just change the design. I think I changed like a couple colors, a few words, and an image, and like my conversion rate like skyrocketed like 400 or 500% overnight. I remember just like updating my affiliate stats right then, thinking, just realizing like it's so important to split test like everything, and that was actually a CPS offer too. So.
My aha moment was actually when I was an affiliate marketer. I was doing that for probably 5 years before I got into working with merchants and networks, and really got into SEO. And the biggest thing with that was my aha moment was how often the search engines change and how you have to stay on top of them. It's an ongoing thing. It's not like you set up a site and you think your SEO is done and it's ready to go. No, you got to be a week ahead of the search engines in order to be successful, and just study and test, and basically don't sleep. But that was my aha moment in order to beat the SERPs.
Another aha moment I had too is
only one.
I know, but this was a big aha moment when I was like, aha crap. It was, my daughter was born April of 2010, and so I built up my affiliate business. Everything was pretty much all pay-per-click and social at the time, and about 85% of my traffic was running through Google. And I got the Google slap, and I have no income. So, I mean, I had some, but not as much as I was making. So it's really, really important to diversify and don't just put all your eggs in one basket.
And on that note, we'll close. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jeff.